What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and we talk a lot about prospects in the off season, mostly because it's the perfect time to highlight some of the guys that are coming up through the system. And well, it's the off season, so we are making the return of the series Fenway Futures. And one of the things that always comes up when we talk about Fenway Futures and we talk about prospects in this Red Sox system is the fact that the Red Sox have such a deep depth in terms of prospects in their infield positions, but they're sort of lacking that same depth in their outfield positions. This draft year, the Red Sox really tried to put a dent in that depth for this Red Sox outfield, and that's what we're talking about today. We are doing another Fenway Futures video. If you guys do not know what that is, it is a series on this channel where we talk about one of the Red Sox top prospects. We go over who they are, how they play, and what their future with this Red Sox organization may look like. And today we are talking about the Red Sox latest outfield addition, Roman Anthony. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. And one more thing before we get into the video, don't forget that our store is live. You guys want some Red Sox merch for Christmas, for all that stuff, the link to my merch site will be in the description of this video. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Like I said, we're talking about Roman Anthony today. Roman Anthony is an 18-year-old outfield prospect that was drafted in the second round by the Boston Red Sox of this year's draft. He's currently our 10th highest ranked prospect on both SoxProspects.com as well as MLB.com. And that's a little bit of a unicorn. It doesn't happen all that often on this channel that we have a prospect that's ranked the same on both sites. Normally they're either 1, 2, or 3 off if they're not in the top 3. So that's a pretty interesting little tidbit on Roman Anthony there. And one of the reasons he's ranked so highly so quickly is because of his power tool. In 2021, Roman Anthony had a 450-foot plus home run in the high school All-American game at Coors Field, and his power has really only grown from there. He has an uppercut style swing, not super uppercut that he's missing a lot of baseballs, but just a slight uppercut that gives him that lift on balls that he needs to put him out of the yard, and he utilizes a lot of his lower body to generate a ton of power in his swing, and he very easily could become an average to above average power hitter in baseball. There is one concern with his swing though right now, and that is his approach. Because he's so young, his approach hasn't fully formulated at the plate right now, and it's a huge question mark amongst both Red Sox scouts as well as scouts in all of baseball. If he can manage to even get a league average approach at the plate, he could definitely be an above average hitter in baseball, but that is still yet to be seen because he has not been able to have developed that approach yet because of his age. Now, Roman Anthony, after being drafted, went immediately into the Florida Complex League where he absolutely mashed. He had a 429 average with an on-base percentage of 475. He also had a WRC plus of 170. That is well above the average for the Florida Complex League, and it was enough to earn him a promotion to low A ball, where he struggled a little bit. In 10 games with our low A affiliate, Roman Anthony had an average of 189 with a 279 on base percentage and just a 53 WRC plus. So there was definitely a bunch of tough adjustments that had to be made by Roman in that time frame. One good thing about these statistics though is that he still managed to have a higher walk rate in single A ball than he did a K rate in single A ball, and that's a very good sign in terms of his developing approach. Now on the field, Roman Anthony is pretty much dead average everywhere, right? There's not really anything super special in terms of his arm or his fielding ability, but the Red Sox seem to think and believe that he can manage to play center field throughout his entire career in the Red Sox system. Most scouts, on the other hand, believe that he will end up as a corner outfield at some time in the future, but either way, he's probably not going to be an ultra elite Gold Glove defender for the Boston Red Sox. If you guys want the grades on Roman Anthony, the grades that he was given by scouts in this year's draft, they are listed down below. I know some of you guys like looking at these numbers as opposed to just listening to me blab about them for a super long time, so the numbers are down below. And what does this mean for for the Red Sox, as well as how could Roman Anthony develop and be a part of this Red Sox team going forward. I think with Roman Anthony, in terms of his development with the Red Sox, his ceiling is really high, and a lot of that has to do with his power. We talked about the fact that at just 17 years old, he was able to hit a 450 plus foot home run. Granted, it was at Coors Field, so you got a little bit of help there, but still, at just 17, he was hitting a ball that far, and there's a huge difference in your maturity and your size between an 18-year-old and a 21-year-old, so he still has a lot of growing to do, which means that power tool can only get better, right? If he gets bigger, that power is only going to get better, and there is a lot of upside there with Roman Anthony, but I think it all comes down to his approach. We've talked about it throughout this entire video, right? The fact that he doesn't have a solid approach at the plate yet is slightly concerning. The fact that he needs to develop that through the minor leagues can be a question mark going forward, because if he does not develop the right approach and the right approach fast, he's going to get eaten up a little bit. We've already talked about numerous times how difficult it is to go from single A to double A to triple A in terms of the level of pitching that you are facing. And if you don't have a good approach at the plate and a solid approach at the plate that continually grows as you move along in there, you can get eaten up alive. Say he hits 210 next year in low A and gets bumped up to double A halfway through the year. That average is only going to go down because he's facing more elite pitchers, and that to me is the key for Roman Anthony. If he can develop a approach at the plate that's even league average, it doesn't need to be an elite approach at the plate. I'm not talking Juan Soto levels of plate approaches, right? Just a league average approach. I think he can be a really plus player for this Red Sox team, especially with the fact that he plays league average defense, right? One of the things that we missed this year was outfield power. With Hunter Renfroe leaving, we really didn't see much power from this Red Sox outfield really all year. And obviously Roman Anthony is pretty far away. He's projected to make his major league debut in 2026, so there's still a long ways to go until he's even sniffing at this Fenway Park team. But at the same time too, it's really cool to see the Boston Red Sox go out and try and develop these homegrown power hitters, these light tower power hitters like Hunter Renfroe, so they move up in the system, they grow up, they can develop them the way they want to develop them and bring them into Fenway Park at a lower cost. It's just cool to see them actually go out and get some power hitters. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of Roman Anthony? What do you think of his development? Do you think he has the potential to be a legitimate star in the major leagues? Or do you think that that hit tool could fizzle out as he gets older? Let me know all your thoughts on Roman Anthony down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, like I said at the beginning, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Plus, you made it to the end of this video, you might as well hit that subscribe button. You also might as well hit that like button as well. It helps these videos out a ton and would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seat.
And Jim's been raving about the fact this guy's a big-time college quarterback. Uh-oh, this ball's hit right here, folks. We're going way out of here.
Roman Anthony gives that baseball a ride and forget about it.